Greetings to all of you and welcome to Learn English through English. My name is John Samuel. This video is for 10th standard Unit 3 Prose lesson plan. Few teachers requested me to upload videos for lesson plan. So, I thought if it is useful for many, let me do that. Okay. Unit 3, Empowered Women Navigating the World. Okay, to begin with, I would like to share you my lesson plan cover page. I like to decorate my lesson plan book. So for last academic year, this was my lesson plan. I used to put some quote and all. So, plan your work and work your plan. That's how we need to work as a teacher. Okay, usually all my lesson plan, in each lesson, in each page and all, on top I used to write a quote. I'm very adamant about that the quote should be unique, in the sense it should not repetitive, and it will be useful for us as a teacher. I request you to go through some quotes and try to use quotes wherever it is possible and all. In this way, even the children will learn, and it's a very good habit. We will be enriching our knowledge, and but it's my advice, don't waste time. I have wasted a lot of time going through many codes and all. Please don't waste your time. As a teacher we will be busy, so sometimes you are not able to find code. Use the code which you have, which you are getting. So for this year I have mentioned women's empowerment is intertwined with respect for human rights. If you are respecting a person as a human, we need to respect that gender as well. So it's interrelated. We can't fight for human rights and the other way we are not supportive to women empowerment. That's not. Okay, so learning objective is very useful. We should be aware of the learning objective before we teach the lesson. So for this lesson, to introduce students to an interview and improve questioning skills, enlighten them with lots of questions and all. It's an art. Questioning is an art. And I remember some quote, not as a teacher we should not just teach students to answer the question, but an ideal teacher is the teacher who teaches the students to ask the right question. Okay, so we need to improve their questioning skills as well. This lesson will help in that. To inculcate gender equality and promote Nari Shakti, that is women's strength. As a teacher we just need to not just teaching the textbook, but we need to also inculcate some values. So we should plan out through this lesson what kind of value am I inculcating in the students. So gender equality, that's the need for this hour. And not only equality, but we also need to train them to support women's empowerment, and to help students understand phrasal verb and slogan writing. You might be wondering what suddenly this. In our school, for each week we will have a grammar topic and also the creative writing topic. LSRW, all the thing will bifurcate for each week. So for this week, particular week, that this was a grammar topic, and as the lesson is about the Nari Shakti, women empowerment and all, you can also conduct an activity of slogan writing. That will be good, and it will be match blend with this theme. And for introduction, the teacher divides the class in 4 groups and conducts a GK quiz where all the questions related to great achievement of women. Okay, so that's what I did. I divided them into 4 groups and started asking questions, quiz, and I also gave some points. Make 4 column in the blackboard, in the chalkboard, and give points for the right answer. In that way, if you you conduct a quiz, it will be an activity also students will enjoy, and that will also enrich their GK knowledge. Not only students, even ours. Okay, so to blend with the theme, ask all the questions related to women achievement. In my videos of this lesson, I will give you what kind of quiz, what kind of questions I asked. Okay, and presentation. The teacher assigns few students the character's role for a role play of the interview. So there are two ways to teach this lesson. One way you can, if you have space and if you have time enough, you can go for this, a role play kind of things, as it's a kind of question answers and all. You can go for this, it's a discussion, conversation, this lesson is. Otherwise, I have another plan for you. Okay, the teacher asks the students to read the text with appropriate pauses and intonation. The teacher okay, so usually all the lesson plan, the presentation starts with this. And the next, the teacher explains the reason behind the voyage. So you need to enlighten them with the why the voyage started, why they had the voyage, the journey. So to show that in our country the women are empowered, to proclaim that. That's the reason. The teacher teaches the difficult term with meaning and examples. So the teacher, the new word you write on the chalkboard and give the meaning and examples. And the teacher highlights the important questions raised by the interviewer. The teacher describes the okay, so highlight the important questions. What all the important questions are that you feel and why you feel that. Or you can give it a quiz also. You can, in the end of the lesson, for assessment, for evaluation, you can ask, so what's the question you feel it's important and why. So you will have interactive with the interaction with the students. And the teacher describes the mechanism behind sailboat for better understanding. Here it's very important, otherwise the students can't understand the whole things behind. Here they have used green fuel, that means not fuel, wind. So they have not switched on the motor. So they sailed. It's not it's not the motorboat, they sailed. So few students may not know what exactly the sailboat. So you explain the mechanism behind how the sailboat, by the wind it moves. They can't change the direction whenever they want. They should move along with the wind and all. So if you explain that, then they will understand all the difficulties there. Women's, the people who went through the boat, they faced. Okay, then for evaluation, I used to say, don't break your head with that. If you are good enough, you ask your own question. Otherwise, the book is well equipped with some questions. And for assignment, you can ask the students to frame 10 questions to interview the team. And you can enlighten them with the I usually use the term, as the students are grown up, the questioning skills about one husband and 5 wives. What, the questions which starts with W: what, when, where, why, who. So these are wives. And wives are not important, but how you ask a question is very important. So how? There is one husband and 5 wives. I used to share, the students will remember. Okay, so you can ask them to frame questions. If they were the interviewer, what kind of questions they will ask. We need to make the students think, particularly think in English. Okay, so that's about this lesson plan, and thanks for watching. All the best for your teaching.